Here's your First Warn Weather forecast first, sponsored by Anderson Collision Center. Visit driveanderson.com.
Well, it has just been a gorgeous Wednesday afternoon. Plenty of sunshine and warmer temperatures, too. Those numbers climbing back into the 70s. We made it up to 74 today. Now we're down to 73 in Rockford, Rochelle, still at 74 in Freeport, 73 in Sterling, and same thing up in Janesville. Our numbers will stay in the 70s here as we go through this evening, dropping back into the 50s and then eventually into the 40s briefly before that temperature climbs back close to 60 tomorrow morning. However, we've got some showers and thunderstorms to time out. A look at when to expect the rain to return coming up in the First Warn forecast a little later.
It's day 3 of a murder trial involving the death of a local business owner. What the key witness in the case had to say about what led up to the deadly encounter.
Plus, promoting positive mental health, how one local school is spreading awareness to students.
And feeding families in need, the local campaign helping food banks fill their shelves.
Live from WTVO 17, this is Eyewitness News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm David Greenberg. It is the third day of Ronald Brailt's murder trial.
A key witness took the stand this morning. Kathy Zeke was a chiropractor at Advanced Medical Rehab in Loves Park. On May 31st, 2016, she and her husband, Joe Pendergrass, showed up at the business to reset the burglar alarm. While there, Pendergrass and Roland Brailt got into a fight. A short time later, Pendergrass was fatally stabbed. Zeke told the jury that Brailt was not authorized to be in the building and had been harassing employees of the business. Brailt's lawyer said his client does not deny using a knife to end the fight, but says he only did so because he was being overpowered.
Yes, from what has now been published, which may be available to you from the court, that's up to you guys, of the video where clearly the aggressor here was the decedent.
Brailt is charged with first-degree murder. His trial resumes tomorrow. Digital reporter Jim Haggerty is following this case on our website, mystateline.com.
2 Rockford teens are arrested after police said they found a stolen car during an armed robbery investigation. A little before 7 on Tuesday, Rockford officers stopped a car on North Auburn and North Central. That's when the driver and a passenger ran from police. After a brief chase, both teens were taken into custody. The driver has been identified as DeAndre Murphy. Police say Murphy was also found with a loaded handgun with a defaced serial number. Murphy and his 17-year-old passenger face a long list of charges, including armed robbery and resisting arrest.
As we head into summer, a new report says drownings are on the rise after declining for decades. The CDC says more than 9,000 people drowned from 2020 to 2022. The biggest increase was in children ages 1 to 4 and older adults. Researchers say it's important that people have access to swimming lessons. The CDC says 40 million adults in the U.S. reported not knowing how to swim in a recent survey. More than half reported they've never taken swimming lessons. U.S. overdose deaths dropped for the first time in 5 years. The news comes from preliminary data provided by the CDC. It shows there were around 107,000 overdose deaths in 2023. That's a 3% decrease from 2022. Over 1 million people have died since the late 90s as a result of the opioid epidemic. Prescription painkillers were once the driving force of the epidemic, but that's switched over the years to heroin and then fentanyl. A recent study shows a huge increase of law enforcement confiscating pills that contain fentanyl.
Well, this week marks National Prevention Week all across the nation. It's a time to show how communities are preventing substance abuse and promoting positive mental health.
Here in the state line, some local middle school students are getting involved. Blake Dietz joins us now to show us how.
Mimi, David, mental health support has become a bigger and bigger priority in schools as kids struggle with depression and anxiety. The growing problem has led educators and support staff to alter their approach to helping students become their best selves. At Carl Sandburg Middle School in Freeport, students created a massive chalk art display promoting positivity and self-love. The student-led idea is part of initiatives to prioritize mental and emotional health support in schools nationwide.
Prevention is really important from kids all the way from, your littles, preschool, all the way up. It starts with the youth. For us to make positive change, it has to start young. And so it is really important that we're out here and we're doing these things, and that they understand that there are resources for them and they don't have to participate in unsafe behavior.
Experts say just having a conversation or listening to a child can have a massive impact on their well-being. Mimi?
All right, thanks, Blake. A stretch of Bypass 20 will temporarily close for construction. The US 20 and I-39 interchange between Mulford and Alpine Roads is closing tonight. Crews will install structural steel for the new southbound I-39 bridge. The closure will run from 9 tonight until 5 in the morning. Detours will be posted for drivers. Reconstruction of the I-39 and US 20 interchange will be complete by the end of 2024.
Well, inflation eased slightly last month after ticking upwards for the first quarter of the year. Today's report from the Labor Department shows inflation slowing to 3.4%. That's down slightly from the last 3 months, also slightly lower than the inflation rate at the same time last year. The report showed food auto prices were down slightly. That data is in line with what most economists had predicted. Fed Chair Jerome Powell says regardless of the inflation numbers, the Federal Reserve needs to see more.
I would say my confidence in that is not as high as it was, having seen these readings in the first 3 months of the year. So we're just going to have to see where the inflation data fall out.
The Federal Reserve says that they need more than 1 quarter's worth of inflation data to see if inflation is more persistent going forward.
Fundraising efforts begin to support local families in need of food. Today kicked off the 2024 Mayor's Hunger Campaign. New this year, the drive is in partnership with the Community Foundation of Northern Illinois. Donations are distributed equally across the 9 local pantries in the Greater Rockford Pantry Coalition. The coalition's president says when you tell people in the community there's a need, they reach out to help.
When you tell people in Rockford that there's a need, they step up and try to meet the need. So I think one of the most important things is for them to know. It's easy for people that don't have enough to eat. People don't go around bragging about that. So because there's some, whether there should be or not, there's sometimes some shame involved with that. But there really shouldn't be. It's something that happens. Everyone has circumstances in their lives that are positive or negative.
This year's campaign has a goal to raise $50,000.
Well, thousands of dollars are coming to help young adults with cancer fulfill their dreams. Napleton Subaru presented a $16,000 check to Nick's Wish. The money was raised from Napleton's Share the Love event last November. The donation will cover at least 2 wishes. One young man will receive a brand new gaming computer. Another will travel to Key West with his family.
Every single wish is personal to that family. For one reason or another, they want to go. Many of the wishes we see, they want to give back to their families because, you know, when you hear the words, your child has cancer, the whole family's life stops, not just the cancer patient, and that's mostly happens all the time. So they want to give back for helping them through this. So a lot of times it's a celebration.
Well, Nick's Wish is a great foundation. They do a lot of great work. It's the 3rd time in 6 years Napleton has chosen Nick's Wish as its hometown charity. It's resulted in over $51,000 being raised to help fund 8 young adult cancer patients' wishes.
President Biden and former President Trump are set to debate.
Up next, what the showdowns could mean for this year's election. And coming up at 6, a friendly competition between students and police officers here in the state line. How this game's about more than just scoring points.
And it was a beautiful day to be out and about as temperatures made it back into the 70s again this afternoon. We still see the warmth tomorrow, but we're going to add in some rain and some thunderstorms. So I'll time that out for you in the first warn forecast a little later.
It's official. President Biden and former President Trump are gearing up for 2 debate stage showdowns.
Yeah, both candidates have agreed to participate in 2 presidential debates, with the first scheduled for next month. Washington, D.C. correspondent Hannah Brandt explains what that could mean for the 2024 election.
It started with a fiery social media post.
Donald Trump lost 2 debates to me in 2020. And since then, he hadn't shown up for debate. Now he's acting like he wants to debate me again. Well, make my day, pal.
President Biden challenged former President Trump to not 1, but 2 presidential debates.
So let's pick the dates, Donald.
Former President Trump responded on Truth Social in a post writing, "I am ready and willing to debate Crooked Joe. Let's get ready to rumble." Just hours later, the debates were set, with CNN hosting the first debate on June 27th and ABC holding the second debate on September 10th.
The people who are watching the most are more likely the people who've already made up their minds.
Despite that, political science professor Todd Belt says these debates could sway some voters.
How it sort of plays the day or two afterwards is usually what's most important, and that's why we see these candidates going for those zingers and memorable moments.
Belt says he believes President Biden agreed to the debates because it gives him a chance to gain ground on Trump as polls show him trailing behind.
He needs to re-energize his voters, and he needs to show the world that he's still up to the job.
And he says Trump has similar motives to debate.
There's a lack of energy and enthusiasm from some of the traditional Republicans. Nikki Haley is withdrawn, but she's still getting votes.
For both men, the debates are a chance to try to bring attention to the issues they want voters focusing on ahead of the election.
These candidates are really trying to set the agenda.
Former President Trump is also pushing for a third debate in October. In Washington, I'm Hannah Brandt.
Well, we certainly had a beautiful day out there today.
Yeah, when we come back, Candace tells us about storms when they could move back into the area.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, it's nice to see the sunshine compared to the cloud cover and the rain we had for most of the day yesterday. We take a live look with our SkyTrack camera here out in Rochelle, looking off to the northwest. Beautiful picture coming into us. Just some higher level clouds also moving in from the west and northwest. Our temperatures were able to warm back into the 70s, 73 degrees right now in Rochelle and Rockford. Same thing up in Janesville, out in Freeport. Your 73 also in Dixon and Sterling. Pretty popular numbers. 71 up in Monroe and currently at 70 degrees. Good evening to you out in Poplar Grove. Now, our high temperature today made it up to 74. Actually, that's a good 3 degrees above our average. We should have made it up to 74 today. Tomorrow, we're 73, and we'll maintain that warmth here through Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And the weekend, the nice part about the weekend, our temperatures are actually looking fairly warm, but also conditions staying fairly dry. High pressure overhead for us here this afternoon, which has allowed us to see all that sunshine. We're kind of sandwiched between two storm systems, low pressure down to the southeast and a cold front back up to the northwest. Now, as we go throughout the day tomorrow, that cold front will gradually work in our direction. So that's why we're seeing a little more cloud cover out there late this afternoon and evening, and two, that'll bring back a chance for some showers and even a couple of thunderstorms. And it is possible that one or two of those storms could come strong to even severe, primarily with wind and hail, which is why we have a marginal risk, which is in the lower scale of things, for a strong storm or two tomorrow afternoon. That stretches from Green Bay right down through Rockford and then back out towards Dubuque. So what happens tomorrow? Well, we've got mostly dry skies here for tonight. Showers and thunderstorms off to the west of us. Those will begin to work closer to us. This is most likely after sunrise tomorrow morning. So with that, I think the early part of tomorrow will be dry, but a couple of showers will begin to move in by about 8-9 o'clock from west to east. We may see that become a little more widespread as we look closer to the noon hour, but it's the afternoon activity that we'll keep an eye on. And a lot of that depends on just how much moisture we're able to bring back up to the north. If we can get our dew point temperatures back up close to 60, then there is the possibility that we could have a strong storm or two. Our window for that would be roughly from about 2-3 o'clock up until 7 o'clock tomorrow. So once the sun sets, that threat will go down. We're looking at primarily wind and hail. That would be our biggest concern here with any storm that comes through, and then we'll dry things out as we head into Friday. So let's look on this on a more local scale. Here's the cloud cover that comes in overnight. Temperatures, I think, through the night will drop into the 40s, but then we'll actually warm just a little. Notice how our temperatures are going up just a bit as we head towards tomorrow morning as we're pulling in that warmer air. Showers just off to the northwest of us by about 7-8 o'clock. These will spread through as we get through 10-11 o'clock. Temperatures will hold steady in the 60s. We're back into the 70s for tomorrow, and then again, it's these isolated thunderstorms that we'll keep an eye on, kind of pulse type thunderstorms. So with the heating of the day, we build up some of that instability. There's not a lot of wind shear, so that's why we're not looking at anything too significant as far as one, coverage, or two, really severe thunderstorms. But regardless, if you get quarter-sized hail or even a 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, that'll do some damage. That'll be on an isolated basis. Some fog fog moves back in late tomorrow night, early Friday, but with high pressure building back in Friday, temperatures on Friday are close to 80 degrees. So where does that put us here as we head into the weekend? Well, we're back into those 70s, 79 on Friday, lower 80s Saturday, Sunday. And as I mentioned, guys, I think the bulk of our weekend is going to stay dry, but we do turn a little more active going into next week. In fact, we get a pretty energized jet stream to the west and southwest of us Monday, Tuesday, so we'll watch for a storm potential there. I think that could begin as early as Sunday night.
I got to take advantage of the weekend while we've got it, Candace.
Yeah,
thanks.
looking pretty nice. All right, Scott's in next with sports.
He says the Bears and Packers will have two things in common this season on their schedules. That's Thanksgiving Day action and some games being played in foreign countries.
Now sports with sports director Scott Lever.
The Bears will be contributing to the NFL's efforts to make the NFL more popular overseas. One of their games this season will be played in London. That piece of news leaked out today before the official release of the NFL schedules this evening. The Bears will play in London in Week 6, mid-October, against the Jacksonville Jaguars. That early 8:30 game will be shown on the NFL Network. It's also leaked out that the Bears are going to open their season at home against the Titans, and it looks like they're going to play on Thanksgiving Day in Detroit. Also looks like the Packers will be playing Thanksgiving night, a home game against the Dolphins. We already knew they would play an international game opening their season on a Friday night in Brazil against the Eagles. That'll be a 7:15 start. Packers, it appears, will finish the regular season at Lambeau Field against the Bears. We'll know more a bit later tonight. Two NFL games will be played on Christmas Day, the Chiefs at the Steelers and the Ravens at the Texans. Those will only be streamed on Netflix. Will the Cubs score any runs tonight in Atlanta? They've been shut out the last two nights. The Braves have Charlie Morton going to the mound. Garrett Crochet had another great outing for the White Sox this afternoon against the Nationals. He pitched 5 shutout innings. He allowed only 3 hits on his way to his 4th win. Corey Lee had 3 hits, including this rip to the gap in the 6th inning. That drove in 2 runs. The Sox defeated the Nationals 2-0. The Brewers, they blasted the Pirates this afternoon 10-2. They hammered 5 home runs off Pirates starter Martin Perez. William Contreras nailed that one with 2 men on. The win increased the Brewers' lead over the Cubs to 2 games. Name, image, and likeness in the transfer portal have transformed college athletics into a whole new world. NIU Director of Athletics Sean T. Frazier deals with those matters on a daily basis. And tonight, in the final part of my interview with Frazier, we'll get his thoughts on whether or not NIL and the portal have gone off the rails, and we'll learn what he thinks about the idea of designating college student athletes as college employees. That's at 9 and 10. That's sports. We'll be right back.
It turned out to be such a beautiful afternoon. You really want to get outside, don't you?
I know.
I really do.
It feels like we got to take advantage of these days because sometimes we had, like yesterday, where it was kind of a washout all day.
Yeah, you know, it's nice to see the sunshine this afternoon. Temperatures back into the 70s, and that warmth is something that'll carry over into the weekend too. So the weekend is looking spectacular once again. So we're back into the 80s. Yeah, we've got a couple of thunderstorms though that move back in during the afternoon tomorrow. So we'll have to keep an eye out for those. You can always follow them on the First Warn interactive radar. It is quiet right now, so that's how we'll stay for the rest of this evening and overnight. Just a little more cloud cover moving in. We're briefly down into the 40s, but I think our temperatures will climb just a bit heading into tomorrow morning. 73 for the afternoon. A couple of showers possible early on, and then a few thunderstorms may contain some hail and wind during the late afternoon and early evening. 79 on Friday, but we're mostly dry. Some showers will be to the south of us. I don't think they'll work this far north. And then we're low 80s Saturday, Sunday, Monday, but we've got a better rain chance coming up next week.
Very summer-like. Thanks, Candace.
That's nice, Candace. Thanks. More on this tonight's up next. We'll be back here at 6.